the Star Paper Mill at Owerenta. We are in the process of acquiring that company. In fact, as a matter of fact, the asset management company of Nigeria, AMCO, has now written to accept our offer. We intend to pay completely before the end of this month and take over the company. So like it is said, you are in the spirit, because we know what we want to do with that company. And the people who came before us had established it and it worked very well. We have no excuse. There are a few people who don't understand what we are doing, and we don't blame them. What we will do, particularly the media team, will be to arrange for graduates or graduates today to make this presentation to them so that they will understand. Let me also recognize the Special Advisor Monitoring and Evaluation, and thank him for bringing a Hagop-wide fire. I know you are passionate about that. Thank you for the work that you do. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, I've titled my speech, Role Models and Pathfinders. Leadership is a call to rise above self, to step out of the narrow confines of our corners of comfort, to challenge ourselves to look further, reach deeper, and cast a new image of reality, a different imagination of what we want of ourselves and the world around us. It may be impossible to change the order of things in one day, but every day presents us a special opportunity to make a difference through our choices and in the options we reject without a second thought, whatever be the cost. Many miss the call to lead because it demands intense sacrifice, dislodges us from our place of safety and comfort, and pushes us into the wilderness of the unfamiliar. Human beings, by our natural disposition, are often not given to embracing risks, especially when the price is considerably high. Leaders, however, are set apart by their willingness to swim against the tide, to resist the temptation of taking the well-worn path and striking out on their own, in pursuit of the fullest expression of their destinies. Their reward, if they succeed, is in the lives they change, the new ideas they inspire, and in the courage they instill in future generations. When, however, they fail, because nothing is assured, when the path is uncertain, they simply push the boundaries of possibilities forward, providing timeless lessons to the next generation of thinkers and visionaries. A leader is therefore not just the one who becomes a success story, whose images are on the front pages of daily newspapers, and whose legends we celebrate. They are also found amongst the many who failed in pursuit of noble ideals, who refused the safety of timidity and blindness. There are therefore no guaranteed outcomes in the leadership journey, but it helps to be prepared, to be exposed to environments where assumptions are challenged, and to study the differences in outcomes among those who set out to do great things. The Abia Leadership Academy was set up specifically to inculcate in the minds of our young people the belief system that separates champions from also runners in the race for significance and impact. Leadership is a sacred responsibility, but it's one call anyone who understands the principles of diligence, discipline, and duty can answer. The founding philosophy of the Abia Leadership Academy is that leaders are made through mentorship and conscious decision to separate oneself from the crowd. It is impossible to always get it right, which is why humility, not quite a popular subject in today's world of hyper-sensationalism, remains a central requirement for excellence in the task of leading and decision-making. This academy is therefore set up to give a 360-degree view of leadership to all who pass through it, providing intelligent answers to practical life questions, offering clarity through the shared experiences of mentors, and redirecting those who may have missed their way to the path of self-rediscovery and fulfillment. I want to specially congratulate the 1,000 of you who have successfully scaled through the rigorous and intense programs of the Academy over the past 4 weeks. I am optimistic that individually and collectively you shall return to your communities to ignite the fire of self-discovery in your peers. The state has invested princely sums in your training, but that will be a great bargain if you commit to living out and sharing all you have learned within your sphere of influence. Our conviction is that 1,000 of you can start off a movement that will change the destiny of millions. My charge to you will be to go and make great leaders of yourselves, family members, and friends, for that is the only way to show your gratitude for the opportunity the state has offered you. I'm generally impressed with the feedback from multiple sources on the observed changes in the behavior and mindset of the recent graduates of the Abia Leadership Academy. I am hopeful that those of you graduating today shall equally present this academy in the best possible light, for you have now been set apart, called for great works, and equipped to become role models and pathfinders. I have since directed the Central Planning Committee headed by the Secretary to the State Government to set up a digital community for the alumni, offering continuing mentorship and identify those whose output qualify them for further training opportunities and exposures within and outside the country. We are not just going to let you wander off without support. Our eyes shall be on all of you, and from time to time, many of you shall be invited to special government functions for learning and exposure. You are the future of Abia, and we shall nurture and continually prepare you for the responsibilities of leadership. My confidence in this regard has been further boosted by the brilliance of your presentations on how to improve our social and economic outcomes across multiple frontiers. Thank you for envisioning what Abia will look like in 2045. And together, we shall achieve greater things in the next 20 years with members of this great class at the driver's seat. was pleasantly surprised with the presentation on paper. And, like I said, at the graduation of the first cohort, when I learned that you visited the Star Paper Mill at Owerenta, we are in the process of acquiring that company. In fact, as a matter of fact, the asset management company of Nigeria, AMCO, has now written to accept our offer. We intend to pay completely before the end of this month and take over the company. So like it is said, you are in the spirit, because we know what we want to do with that company. And the people who came before us had established it and it worked very well. We have no excuse. There are a few people who don't understand what we are doing, and we don't blame them. What we will do, particularly the media team, will be to arrange for graduates or graduates today to make this presentation to them so that they will understand. Like I said 3 weeks ago, during the graduation ceremony of the first cohort, this program is closely tied to our education and comprehensive manpower development outlook. We are unyielding in our position that no long-term socioeconomic change can happen without sustained investment in education. This conviction explains why education has received the most allocation in our expenditure framework over the last 2 financial years. From capacity development programs to massive recruitment exercises, policy reforms, infrastructure upgrades, and partnerships with multilateral development partners, we are leaving nothing to chance in the push to reposition the education sector for the demands of the new global economic and social order. The era of rote learning and going to school strictly for the acquisition of certificates is gone for good. The focus of our current school system is the holistic development of the mind, for that is the ultimate battlefield, where the campaign for self-actualization is executed, successfully or otherwise. At any rate, we are also broad in our conception of what education and learning in the new world entail. We have refused to be restricted to world classrooms. Our goal is to keep exposing our young minds to environments and scenarios that challenge them, cause them to question long-held assumptions, and determine how to model their lives to be drivers of value. The Abia Leadership Academy and similar human capital development initiatives targeted at our community of young people give clear indication of our trajectory, and it is a promising path. I appreciate that everyone cannot access these opportunities at the same time, but again, they are not one-off, irregular initiatives. I can assure that we shall continue to hold these innovative capacity development programs as regularly as resources permit. The overarching objective is to give more people the opportunity to develop themselves by learning new ideas, networking, and guidance from those who know better. I announced in July that the Abia Leadership Academy shall run continuously, offering regular training programs to thousands of individuals periodically. I expect that as soon as we get the comprehensive report for the just concluded sprints, new rounds of preparations for subsequent cohorts shall start. Those who were unable to participate in the August to September sprints I encourage to watch out for the next round of programs as shall be communicated by the Central Planning Committee. The key takeaways from the success of this program revolve around lessons in prudent application of resources, competence, and a sincere commitment to getting things done. I want to especially thank the Central Planning Committee for everything they did right in execution. Thank you for the quality of your recruitments and for responding swiftly whenever your attention was called to any issue. I want to also appreciate the school management board, the principal and staff of Government College Umuahia for providing us the conducive environment to drive this program to a fulfilling end. To the vendors and staff who work round the clock to make this program worthwhile, thank you for your sincere services to our people. Commendations are also due to the participants, families and individuals whose goodwill gave this program its distinction. I was told that several participants came from outside the Southeast, and for many of you, this is your first time in the East. I'm glad that the Academy was able to offer you the opportunity to develop an expanded worldview, make new friends and establish conscious connection to this great land. We hope to see more of you in the months and years ahead, because we all have a stake in building the new Abia. A great seed has been planted in your hearts and minds. Whatever happens after this moment will depend on how you consciously water and nurture what you now carry. I hope you shall all be deliberate in charting your own growth path. Always remember that this state now has great expectations of you. Endeavor not to fail. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you once more for being part of this event today. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for successfully graduating from the Abia University. It is now my pleasure to hand over the certificate, right? All right.
All right, let's have Onwuchekwa Obioma Hepzibah. Onwuchekwa Hepzibah. Samuel Ikechukwu Samson, please, they're approaching. Samuel Ikechukwu Samson. One gift, Ikechukwu. One gift, Ikechukwu. Kano Emmanuel Sapuruchi. And one Stella Olama. The rest will receive theirs after now. This is just symbolic. Thank you very much, our dear Governor. Of course, Abia is on the march to greatness under the able watch of His Excellency Dr. Alex Otti. Another round of applause, please. Of course, finally, the national anthem.